Well, it is 7:02. Thank you all for attending our council coordinated committee meeting. Great chance for us to have a lot of information sharing and hopefully have a lot of great discussions in your breakouts when we get to them. I'll turn it over to Doug so he can kind of go through our intro agenda and introduce our keynote speaker for this month. You're on mute, Doug.
How's that? Is that better?
Much better.
All right. Thanks. Thanks, Aaron, and thanks everyone for joining tonight. We'll jump to our featured speaker in just a second. That's Kathy Elliott. She's going to talk to us this evening about some camping topics. But just to give you a little future information, our featured group next month, Dave Kaplan and Dave Finger will be talking to us about NYLT. And then going out into May, Jeremy Wyatt and Emily Cosgrove are going to speak about venturing. And then in June, Andy Gates and the advancement team are going to speak to us about citizenship in society. So think about those. And if there are topics that specifically anybody is interested in hearing about, make sure that you let us know what those are. And Aaron and I will make sure to get those slotted in for future agendas. So I guess, without further ado, I'll turn it over to Kathy. We'll let her go through the camping topic, and then we'll circle back for updates from the other programs and committees that are here tonight. So Kathy, I'll switch over to you.
Great, thank you. I am just gonna real quick, I'm gonna, oh no, I can't. So, going to share a PowerPoint, but I don't really need to. I can speak to it.
Sharing's on.
Is it on? Is it on? Yay, thank you. I feel better now. There we go. There we go. Let me get there. So camping operations, lots of things going on right now in camping. We're doing a lot of talking about camp, obviously, because it's coming up soon in the very near future. Closer than we think. So I'm going to give you a quick update on, first of all, our current numbers at camp. Massawepie, we're currently at 1,609. Because the deadline is this week for the early bird payment, we're seeing some fluctuations going on. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, which is normal. We just need to wait for it to level out a little bit, but we seem to be staying consistently above the 1,600 mark, which is great. I know personally, I'm reaching out to some units outside of our council that have rented with us before I come to camp. To find out if they're going to come back, if they just haven't gotten to that piece of it yet. So we're still working on all of that. One of my favorite stories from last summer, I was walking after a leaders meeting. I had a scoutmaster approach me and say, our unit, they were out of Buffalo, our unit always goes to a different camp every single year. Every single year we go someplace different. And this year they've already decided they're coming back to Massawepie this year because they were just so excited by their experience there. So love to hear stories like that. There are other councils that don't have the same kind of camping experiences available anymore, or they're diminishing because of all kinds of issues. So we're excited. We're more than happy to welcome them. So that's where we are with Massawepie. And with Cutler, Cutler's numbers, I'm gonna move this thing, we're at 510. As everybody knows, we offered a 70% discount, which leaves the cost of Cub Adventure Camp at $50 per youth, which is huge. That's great. And we're really coming along. I know in the first week or so, numbers jumped extensively once we got the word out. The deadline for that is March 31st. So we really want to get any youth that you know of, any units, we want to make sure they all heard about it. Every so often you'll come across a unit that's kind of living in a cocoon a bit, and need to get them out there and really encourage them to come to camp, because it's just such a fantastic experience to be to go to scout camp. I don't want to leave Hovey out of this, because we do have rentals available at Hovey. The pool is available to rent, shooting sports, bouldering wall. The lakefront will be open for BSA safety, afloat standers, orienteering, camp games. And we're also, the guys at camp are really encouraging some family camping weekends. The dates are on here: May 27th, 30th, July 1st through 4th, and September 2nd through 5th. All available to book on Black Pug. So if you're looking for a shorter or relaxed camping experience, Hovey is your place for this summer. So my bigger topic today is to talk about the Camp Master program. We have a very strong Camp Master program at whatever camps. We have another camp that does have one. The basic goal of the program: providing service to weekend campers, providing service to the rangers and camp properties. Sleeping facilities are provided, and it's a 2 adult minimum required to meet YPT requirements. We don't want to have, somebody gave me an example, if you had to send a kid over to the camp master because they needed something and there's only one adult there, that puts us in a bad situation. So 2 adults minimum. Great program. And if you ever talk to any of the guys that serve on Camp Master, they have nothing but great things to say. And from the other side of it, for the units, they love having somebody there that they can rely on. Current Camp Master programs at Hovey and at Cutler. Cutler's got a really, really strong Camp Master program. Oh, my dog is saying hello to y'all right at this moment. And Hovey has one as well. And the Admiral is looking for additional volunteers for that. Massawepie does not currently have one. They do not currently have a program. We would like to get one going. Hang on.
Hey, I'll chime in while she's taking care of that. As a camp master myself, I will attest that it is quite fun. It is quite rewarding to go. I camp master at Hovey. I try to do it when there's actually events going personally, just because I like that interaction. But even when it's just a weekend and there's 1 or 2 units, it's a lot of fun and it's very relaxing. So I would highly recommend it to anybody who would be interested in becoming a camp master.
And he's still barking. He's still barking. I think somebody is coming up to the door, is my guess. So hang on just a second. Their dog food's being delivered. That's what it is. Okay. My apologies. The only issue with virtual. So Massawepie does not currently have a Camp Master program, but we would like one. Maybe not as extensive as what Cutler does or Hovey does for every single weekend. Thank you, Guido, for jumping in there. Really appreciate that. For Massawepie, they have a couple of events they have one in October, one in January, that have a full staff, and because facilities for sleeping are a little bit limited, we wouldn't need Camp Master teams for those weekends, but we would love to see Camp Masters available to support the Rangers as needed throughout the year, support the units in camp just like they do at Cutler and Hovey. We did talk about whatever could be we might focus more on the busier times for that, just because Massawepie is further away. I have asked somebody. We do not have a coordinator for Massawepie, of course, because we haven't had a Camp Master crew. Cutler is Kevin Spaker, and Hovey is Admiral Lord. I've got somebody that I have reached out to. I have asked him. He is giving it some thought just because of a couple other programs. So once I know for sure who that person is, if he accepts, I hope he does. He'd be a great choice. We will start to recruit folks once we get that taken care of. The official rollout more likely to be fall of 2022. It might be a little difficult right now to kind of jump to get everybody on board before the official camping season starts. And things get a little slower at camp once the Black Flies hit, although a lot of work weekends are happening at that time. So there's already plenty of people at camp. And we're going to need teams. So if this is something you're interested in, please feel free to reach out to me in the meantime. I will start to make a list and recruit folks. I'll be reaching out to the Massillippi Alumni Association as well. They will be a great resource, I think, for some folks that would be really interested in doing this. So anybody has any questions, reach out to me and we will see what we can get going. And that is it. That is all I have for you. Any questions? Nope. Back to you, Doug.
Great. Thanks, Kathy. Appreciate it. Let's see, as we go around the room a little bit. Admiral, I see you're there being Justin Keller. Is there anything you want to share with us on the Traderie that's coming up in a couple of days?
Yes, thank you. I'm here with Justin here at the Scout office because that's where we meet. But we have the Traderie is coming up April 2nd. If you are still interested in a table, the early bird is done this Friday. So please get your table reservations in. It's $20 to rent a table for the April 2nd Traderie. If you just want to come, you're welcome to come. It's $3 payable at the door. For grown-ups, scouts are free. Bring your troop, bring your pack, bring your den, bring your patrol. It's all good. We currently have 18 tables sold, and that's a pretty good number for us, considering we went 2 years without doing it. The Year of the Arrow is going to be providing us with some refreshments to purchase there and in support of their programs. So the Year of the Arrow is going to help us out. Gary, nod to me if things are okay, or give me some kind of a sign. Okay, good. Because I haven't talked to you lately. You were on tomorrow's email list. So that's what's going on as far as Traderie. We sort through materials all the time. There was 3 square feet of table space in our room that was not covered with stuff. So we've been actually doing a good job sorting. That's it for the Historical Society, and back to you, Doug. Thank you.
Doug, I think you're on mute again.
Huh. All right, we'll try it. Frank, you're on mute now.
There we go. It's my turn.
There we go. So Frank, anything from membership or other topics that you would like to cover this evening?
Yeah, real quick. I'll run through a couple of things. First off, I'm going to put in the chat the link for the registration portal for anyone who might be interested in attending the upcoming Territory 10 membership summit event. It'll be an in-person event held in Binghamton on Saturday, March 26th. So we'll be participating in that. That's being spearheaded by a group from the southern side, I guess, the downstate side of the territory, but looking forward to that event. Lots of great stuff going on throughout the council. I'll quickly run through some things in our districts. Last month, I had shared about our Turning Point district starting a really cool program and expanding into Greece schools. That's something that came together throughout the last 10 weeks for their first session. Following that, in collaboration, the Western Gateway District team has been hosting community open house recruitment nights for all of the kids that participated in the after-school program, to give them an opportunity to participate in a community-based program and do it at night after school in the later evening, traditional style. So far, 10% of the kids in the first week of those open houses have transferred over into traditional units. The second session for that after-school program and new kids will be onboarding into those will be coming up next week. And we'll continue to offer open houses, but a really cool success story of seeing our team use an after school program model to deliver kids program that we weren't reaching them through that model and getting them into the traditional program as well. So it's very exciting. Also want to share that the Glacier Lakes team, first team in the council to hit their leadership FOS goal as a district. So very excited there. All of our districts are well underway in their FOS campaigns. Glacier Lakes also leading the council. 90% of their units are committed for FOS presentations. So it's pretty exciting to see that. And then of course, I can't leave without sharing a little bit about membership in our districts. Erie Trails District has a new Cub Scout pack, pack 350, that is going to be chartered tomorrow. And High Falls District, pack 2005, paperwork was submitted today. So 2 new Cub Scout packs starting this week. We're really excited there. And then to tie it back to Kathy's presentation about camp, we're very excited about Cub Camp. And Waters Edge District thus far is leading the council with the largest number of Cub Scouts attending Cub Scout Adventure Camp so far, but they've got 2 districts right on their heels. So it'll be exciting to see which district brings the most youth to summer camp this year.
Great. Thanks, Frank.
Thank you.
Let's see. Dave Finger, did you want to make a comment relative to Zoom facilitators for College of Commissioner Science?
Yes, thank you for the time. I'll be real brief. We have the College of Commissioner Science for Territory 10 that our council is hosting. Craig Kaplan is the chancellor on that. We have a need for folks to volunteer their time to be Zoom facilitators so the instructors can do their job without having to worry about running the Zoom piece of it. There are Friday night, there's a 1-hour session on April 1st. Saturday morning, there's 4 hours of sessions with classes on April 2nd, and on Sunday afternoon from noon to 3:50 p.m. we have another 4 classes running. So if you are a Zoom aficionado, you could donate some time. Please contact me. I'll put my email address in the link. So thank you very much.
Great. Thanks, Dave. Just a couple other ones. Mark Juba, I know we had to cancel our recent University of Scouting. Any training topics we need to touch on and make the group aware of?
Yeah, so we've got several things coming up. There's a Baloo course beginning of April. I believe it's April 7th. So I know we have a lot of Cub Packs. We're interested in getting their leaders kind of caught up with Baloo training. There's going to be 2 IOLS Part B courses the weekend of May 14, 15. And then Wilderness First Aid is going to be May 22nd. So I know a lot of folks were asking about that to get ready for trips to high adventure bases. So that's kind of what we have currently lined up for spring. The other, just kind of for information, we were asked by Service Territory 10 if we would host course director conferences for Wood Badge and NYLT. We've kind of discussed that internally. We had a bunch of questions where we needed some clarification from the service territory. We're waiting to hear back from the service territory so we can kind of discuss that internally and then make a final decision as to whether we want to do that. if it comes together, it's targeted for spring of 2023.
Great. Thanks, Mark. Andy Gates, any advancement topics we need to be aware of?
Oh, just following up on what Mark said, since University of Scouting was canceled, one of the courses we were sponsoring was to train counselors on the Citizenship and Society Merit Badge. So we are working to try to get a session rescheduled with Paula Popper, and we'll invite the existing counselors. We have about a dozen or so, and as of July 1st, we're going to need a lot more than that. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. If you've already registered to be a counselor, or if you're interested in being a counselor for Citizenship and Society Merit Badge. Thanks,
Great.
Doug.
Thanks, Andy. Let's see here. I don't see anything popping up in the list. Stephen, any comments from you this evening to share with the group?
Well, yeah, I got actually 6 things tonight. Thank you for a couple guys that texted me. First, let me start off with some thank yous I planned. I think only one of these snuck in on me, but just in case, just thank yous for people stepping up and getting stuff done. Dave Madison, who's chairing the Jamboree, National Jamboree contingent. Ed Foley, thank you. Ed has stepped up to chair the Council Pinewood Derby coming up in June. Jay Dutcher, chairing the Silver Beaver Dinner in May. I'll mention that again in a minute. And then we had a great contingent, the St. Patrick's Day Parade, who marched. Thank you, Jesse Noth, who's online here, I see, for coordinating and putting all that together and getting that organized for the Scouts. Kind of moving kind of all over the board on stuff, but talking about dates. There are 4 events coming up on your calendar. Some of these you may know, hopefully you'll be at. If not, we encourage you to attend. Eagle Dinner comes up on April 5th. We're still looking for mentors for that. Still room for people to get in and sign in for that event. We are starting post-COVID, hopefully, getting back into doing the monthly Eagle Scout receptions, kind of after-hour events. The first one of those comes up on April 19th. That's at Carnegie Wine Cellars. If you're an Eagle Scout, you should see an invitation come to your email box the next day or so. I saw the proof today, but I don't think it went out yet. 21 Stories for Scouts comes up on May 13th at Kodak Tower. There's still room to get in for that, but I think we're down to less than 10 spots available. So that's coming together nicely. And then the Silver Beaver annual meeting dinner comes up at Ravenwood May 2nd that Jay is chairing. So any of those dates, if they're on your calendar, we hope you'll get to join us and be there for those. And then I would encourage you, click through the website, you can register. Usually on this call with this group, I share about bankruptcy. There's really the Boy Scouts and how that's impacting us. There's actually not a lot of updates from, I think the last time I gave you guys a report, though that trial, actually the bankruptcy trial itself actually started yesterday in Delaware. Should go for about 3 weeks. Hopefully the beginning of the end to get through this process, that would be great. But we got to stay tuned, see how that plays out. And depending on how that plays out, there's a lot of variables there for us, but we're kind of anxiously watching to see how that works out. With that, one of the biggest challenges for us in the office, and I see Kelly Myers on, which reminds me, has been the charters and computer system. And Kelly has been phenomenal at trying to work through issues for that, as well has been Frank coaching. And how do we get your charters in? Our hope, now this may be optimistic, that we'll hopefully get through all these issues with national, hopefully by the end of the month. At least most charters will go through. However, that's almost a giggle test because we have charters that we think are posted that keep coming up with issues that we don't know why. So Kelly has been done a good job trying to make sure we work through those and the staff. Hopefully those will all appear in Scout Book. You'll see the adjustments and all those once they get posted. There's a good number that are live already, but hopefully we'll get through that. And then we can start through the process of getting caught up in things like advancement and training records and other items that couldn't be posted till registration was done. But and for those that don't know, that all comes from the National changing their computer system on the first of the year, rolling out to a brand new system that sadly they never beta tested. So there's been some frustrations, but we're working through it. So hopefully that'll give people pretty much access space to all the platforms they wanted before. And then finally, I'll share kind of kudos. In my last note, he's online, Don DeClerc. If you didn't hear or see, Don announced his retirement June 30th. So kudos to Don. He's been a wonderful asset to our organization for 35 years. So Don, congratulations.
Steve.
Great. Thanks, Stephen. And congratulations, Don. Before I turn it back over to Aaron to move everybody for breakout rooms, any other topics that we've missed tonight that we need to make sure we cover? None? All right, then Aaron, I'll turn it back over to you to do the breakout room magic.
Okay. I have 3 breakout rooms set up. I'm not sure if we need all 3. If I need to add any, I've got one for membership, one for training, and one for advancement. Is there any other breakout rooms we need for the after portion? And I'm going to do one more thing here quickly.